Siakam for the lead. Pacers lead.
Pascal Siakam is the most misunderstood star in basketball. The Indiana Pacers' leading scorer has consistently led teams deep into the playoffs, but he's always overlooked by basketball fans when discussing the best players in the league. Since 2019, Siakam ranks 8th in the league in playoff wins amongst players that have averaged over 35 minutes per game in the playoffs, ahead of plenty of guys with much more pedigree. And Siakam isn't a passenger either. Since winning the championship for Toronto as the second scorer to Kawhi in 2019, the Cameroonian forward has been the leading scorer for every team he's played on. Sure, Spicy P isn't a top 10 player, but there might not be 20 guys in the league better than him, and we'll explain how he does it. But first, show us some love and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and clicking that button is a quick but increasingly effective way of supporting the channel. Thanks guys, we appreciate you. Siakam's game is unorthodox, but it's incredibly effective.
Pascal, you can do it all out there on the floor, rebound, push it in transition, be able to score in transition, spin moves, he got it all.
For instance, Siakam only missed 7.3 shots per game this season. That's the least missed shots of any player in the league that averaged 20 points per game or more. He's not an elite athlete, is not that good a shooter, not particularly big by NBA standards either. Siakam is amongst the best slashers in the world with one of the most unstoppable signature moves, which he uses at all 3 levels to basically score at will, especially once he gets close to the rim. Siakam had a .771 field goal percentage this season on shots within 3 feet of the bucket. Amongst players that averaged at least 20 points per game this season, he was only less effective than KD, Tatum, and LeBron from in tight. He's got elite body control and very underrated hands.
Just a tough player to play against.
Siakam isn't just throwing down dunks. Often he's driving and finishing layups with both hands coming off spin moves at full speed. Siakam never forces offense or tries to do too much.
And out in front, and dunking it is Siakam.
He's got an incredibly high basketball IQ and lets the game come to him. He was one of only 10 players in the league this season that averaged over 20 points per game on 50% field goal percentage. Siakam has really extended his range this season as well. Once criticized as an inconsistent three-point shooter, Siakam shot nearly 39% from deep this year. Amongst this list, only KD, Jokic, and Cat shot threes more accurately. Siakam isn't a volume scorer by any means, but there's no doubt he's incredibly efficient with his opportunities. Additionally, Siakam is one of the most reliable players with the ball in his hands in the entire league. He practically never turns it over. He averaged just 1.4 turnovers per game, or 7.6 turnovers per 100 possessions. To put that in perspective, only DeMar DeRozan had a higher usage than Siakam this season, while averaging less turnovers per possession. So even though Siakam might not have elite scoring numbers, we need to consider the fact that he missed less shots and turned the ball over the second least compared to all the guys that averaged more points per game than him. Once you have that knowledge, you can begin to acknowledge the type of value he brings to his team, and how he quietly racks up so many wins in the regular season and in the playoffs. This season, the Pacers outscored their opponents by 6.3 points per 100 possessions, while Siakam was on the court. However, when he wasn't on the court, the Pacers were outscored by 4.7 points per 100 possessions on average this year. That 11-point net swing made him the 8th most impactful player in the NBA this year. In that regard, with all 3 MVP candidates, SGA, Jokic, and Giannis as 3 of the guys ranked above Siakam. It's truly remarkable that only 1 year ago, Siakam was available for trade and the Pacers were able to obtain him from the Raptors without having to give up any of their most desirable assets. At the time, Siakam was the Raptors' leading scorer, but there were question marks surrounding his ability to stretch the floor and whether or not he would sign a contract extension with the team that acquired him. Siakam wanted to re-sign with the Raps, but the organization wanted Scottie Barnes to become the leader of the team. And that wasn't going to happen while a 30-year-old Siakam remained on the roster in the prime of his career. Hindsight is 2020, but it's somewhat shocking that there seemingly wasn't a bidding war for the former NBA champion's services. The Pacers dumped Bruce Brown's salary on the Raps, along with Jordan Nora, and 3 first-round picks. While the 3 picks were valuable assets, one of the picks was protected as the lowest pick of the abundance that Indiana had in their cupboard for the 2024 draft. They also didn't have to give away any of their valuable young players like Benedict Mathurin Andrew Nebbard, or Aaron Nesmith in the deal. Heck, the Pacers even managed to hold on to Jarvis Walker, a highly touted prospect that the Raptors surely would have loved to add to the fold. For comparison, DeJounte Murray, Rudy Gobert, and Michael Bridges were all traded for significantly bigger packages in recent seasons. The risks associated with Siakam were clearly overplayed. Siakam signed a contract extension with Indiana, a deal he would have been incentivized to sign with any team that traded for him. As mentioned, he's also evolved into a more consistent three-point shooter and has helped lead the Pacers to conference finals in back-to-back seasons as their leading scorer. In retrospect, one of the best trades made by a team in the past couple of years. Thanks for watching, guys. Let us know if you think that Siakam is one of the NBA's most underrated players in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe for more sports stories, news, and insights. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.